Hi everyone, and welcome back. Been a little while, but here we go. And today we're looking at something a little different. I'm going to share what I found in this old tin box that my cousin gave to me. I think this box may have belonged to his ancestor who settled in my area in the mid-1800s. Even its homemade construction shows ingenuity at the time when people didn't throw things away so readily or run to the store and buy them. Even these little handles here for a strap, and you notice they cut a little slot there, and when that goes inside you just bend them over. But it looks as if it's a zinc or galvanized type box. Everything inside is just as it was given to me, and I don't think it's been disturbed for a long time. And let's open it up and I'll show you what's inside this little time capsule. First, we have an old newspaper clipping, and because it's just a fragment, only small bits of info can be gleaned from it. So there's enough information though to date it from about 1914 to 1918, World War I era. Next, there's one cartridge, and it wasn't really familiar to me, but I knew it existed, but I didn't think this would be the cartridge for around this area. And then there were 3 empty cases. And there were 9 bullets, and I'll just dump them out here. And there were several primers in with it. After measuring the bullet's diameter and weight, as well as measuring all the case dimensions, this proved to be a 32-35 Stevens and Maynard. Now I'll just show you a 3240 for comparison's sake. This is the 3240. And I'll put a 308 on the other side that everybody's familiar with. Kind of gives you an idea of the size. The 3235 Stevens and Maynard was a match cartridge by the J. Stevens Arms and Tool Company. It was introduced in about 1886 in the tip-up single shots number 9 and 10. The number 44 and 44 and a half rifles were also available for this round. The 45 range rifle, and as mentioned, the Stevens tip-up, and I'll show you a picture of both of those rifles. This is the model 45, and then these are the tip-up rifles. These examples are the rimfire model, but they look much the same. And I think they were available in a few other Stevens rifles. I think you could special order almost any of the Stevens rifles in this caliber, and they'd oblige. Some Maynard rifles were also available for this round. At the time, it was one of Stevens' most accurate target cartridges. The 3235 eventually fell victim to the 3240 cartridge that I have here. According to all the weights and measurements I took of this round, and I'm assuming this particular one was used for hunting. It was loaded with a 175 grain bullet and a load of 25 grains of black powder. The factory load was a 165 grain bullet and 35 grains of black powder. Velocity was somewhere around 1400 feet per second. A 153 grain bullet was also used at the time. The bullet diameter of this bullet is 312. I don't have a rifle chambered for this round, but I do have one that would have been offered in this cartridge, the Stevens Model 44. This example here is chambered for 25-20 single shot. This is a pivot block or a swinging block action. Even though it does fall, it pivots slightly as it opens. The Model 44.5, on the other hand, was the true falling block. The scope mounted here is a William Malcolm 6-power short scope. The long versions of the 6-power were 32-inch. This one measures 18 and has a 3/4-inch tube and external adjustments on the rear mount. Most of you will be familiar with the external adjustment scopes, such as Unertl and the Fecker. If you're not, the external adjustment knobs actually move the scope. And you can see here that it can be moved both way on these spring-loaded plungers. Another thing I wanted to show you, and some people will know this, but if you have one of these rifles, you don't know the model number because it's not on the receiver. Well, it actually is, but it's behind the rear of your forearm. So if you take the screw out, remove it, the number's right on the face of the receiver. Also, there's a serial number here on the bottom of the barrel. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and as always, thanks for watching.